must admit, September had some of the coolest movies I've seen in years. Welcome back to the channel. I wrote down 8 movies that I not only recommend you guys check out at some point. Starting things off, I want to talk about The Wild Robot a little bit. I had a chance to see it in theaters. It's based on a book. I think it's one of DreamWorks' best films to date. They took a risk here, toying with some different animation styles, but they add such a beautiful layer that is the story to it. It's a combination of family and acceptance, finding out who you are in the end. I give this movie an A, a strong contender for animated film of the year. Next up is The Substance. Wow, I had a chance to see this twice in theaters. My first initial thoughts after the first viewing, this is one of the best body horror films I've seen. That's, over Cronenberg and maybe some David Lynch, and Demi Moore kills it in this role. There's so many themes going on. It's saturated with these fears. It blurs the line between fantasy and reality. Someone mentioned that it felt like an episode of Tales from the Crypt. You gotta see it to believe it. Don't watch it if you have a weak stomach. Don't eat before going to this movie. This is a lengthy 2 hours and 15 minutes, give or take. I highly recommend it. I'm gonna have to give this one an A-. The Uglies is one of the most ugly in terms of production, in terms of storytelling. I felt sorry for Joey King, who's been a standout quite this year. She's had some standout roles for sure. Lackluster, but nonetheless, she's a damn good actress. To be in this film, I think her career, just a tad bit, I think she'll bounce back. Guys, but in the end, I'm going to have to give this one an F. The Uglies, don't see it. Guys, Transformers, first hour felt like a Nickelodeon special because, Paramount owns Nickelodeon. Given that comment, this movie's gorgeous. This movie very colorful and bright. It's a beautiful origin film that hopefully will have a couple more sequels down the line. I'm going to give Transformers 1 a B+. Now, Speak No Evil, I think surprised a lot of people. This is a remake, from 2 years out. It felt more grounded. It felt more touched up. You have James McAvoy, who's definitely a standout here. Actually, there was an interview where James McAvoy said, going into this role, my inspiration was the character from the movie American Psycho. It is unsettling from start to finish. I'm going to have to give a rock solid B+. His Three Daughters is a drama that centers around 3 sisters. They find themselves under one roof to honor their dying father. He's on hospice. Along the way, they have some rocky moments. This isn't for everyone. To me, the standout was Natasha Lyonne's character. She lives with her father, so she spent more time with him. You have Elizabeth Olsen. These sisters don't see each other that often, but what really brings them together is their father and the memories, honoring him. I'm gonna have to give this one his Three Daughters a C+. Rebel Ridge is one of Netflix's best films. Aaron Pierre, who is a standout. To me, he felt like a Jack Reacher. Don Johnson is also in the film. He plays a villain so menacingly. In the end, I'm gonna have to give Rebel Ridge an A-. I saved this movie for last. This is Beetlejuice. The sequel came out in early September. A lot of high praise for this one. To me, this was parts fan service, part for a new generation. You have Michael Keaton reprising his role as Beetlejuice. Winona Ryder's back once again. The original cast carry this movie. A new addition of Jenna Ortega. She does her thing. People complained about Beetlejuice due to the fact that it had several plots going on, juggling the plots. I saw that, but it wasn't, the biggest issue. It wasn't irritating, but I recognized that was going on. What bugged me the most was Michael Keaton and the material he had to work with. we got to see him do stuff we weren't used to seeing him doing on screen. I didn't like there was some musical moments. It wasn't for me. It wasn't funny. Nonetheless, it was so great to have a sequel that's so outlandish and by the one and only Tim Burton. I had to give Beetlejuice a B+. Guys, that's my graded list for the month of September. Thank you so very much for watching. Tune in for more content very soon, guys. Take care. Folks, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It really helps out in the long run. Dark Room Reviews, it's the place you should be subscribed to. Join the channel. It's free.